All right. So today is December 9th, 2023. It's a Saturday and it's 10:30 in the morning. And I wanted to, instead of doing a video, I thought it would be okay to do um, a live. So in that way, we can probably have some questions where I go through the analysis. This is what I do, almost every day, but mostly over the weekends. So just wanted to share with you what I do. Normally, well, I do have an Excel spreadsheet where I get all of these calculations here, and most of the time, or sometimes, depends on um, depending on my time, I published it. I publish it in this blog post. I'm thinking that probably I'm gonna start doing this one and discontinue this one and start doing it in Discord. And for that, I think that I would need to start acquiring this. What is the name for it? Nitro, I guess it's called, right? So I will do that, and I'm gonna set it up. I'm not paying anything in Discord now, but there's a small fee I think that I have to that I can start paying to publish this one in in it instead. Okay, so let's get started. So I do have, what I do is to analyze this one the market um, in Thinkorswim, the TOS platform. That is the one I use for this is the one I use for my option trades. So what I do is mostly verticals, and I do have also a strategy where I sell normally I sell options. So in that way I like short put verticals, or I used to do options straight calls, but I'm not doing that much anymore. It's a little bit more risky, but there are some market conditions where it's worth it to do it. So it depends on your risk tolerance, etc. Okay, so let's get started here. So, and I'm gonna go, item by item. What I do is to get a title where I overall I see what's going on, and I highlight a couple of things of this like a report that are kind of important. So basically here I go top to bottom, right? So my the market, the market overall, I see how it behaves. So I put this SPY analysis in the head of my in the head, or at the top of my initial analysis. So it's a top to bottom analysis. So SPY in this case is a 94.9. Is that correct? 94.9 is what it's closed on Monday. So on Friday. So let me show you this one. I'm gonna detach these charts, and this data. I'm taking this data out of this one here, and I look at this one every single day. So this one is one that I look at, and then this is the intermediate level that I see. You see, it says here 94.90. So that's so one of the critical values where I feel more confident that it's going to start moving up is when value crosses above the moving average. I mean, above the this 20 the 20 value here. So if it does, then I feel way more bullish. And sometimes it is a short-term lift. Like when it crosses there, and when it crosses there, you have here a move to the upside there, and then there was I believe that this one here is this one here, and you see that there is a potential that the market is going to start moving up. However, sometimes you get a really good push from here, like in this case, right? So one value you are allowed to start feeling bullish when it goes from this top here, this bottom here, all the way to the top. Okay. Let me reduce the size here. What am I doing? Okay. Let me reduce the size of these indicators here. So the other thing that I see is if MACD and stochastics are in the direction of the trade. So you see that there is when it crossed here. Let me go back. When it crosses here and then crosses here and then crosses here, you have a really good sign that this is going to start moving very strongly to the upside. And then you have this one is the MACD and this one is the stochastics. So this combination here would really be something that you have to look at. Okay. So the next, once I see this SPY, I go there and look at that 94.9, and I classify this one as a bullish, in this case, bullish pointing up in the upper zone. So for me, the upper zone is this one here over 90. And then when it's pointing up, I feel more confident that the move is going to keep moving to the upside. So that's the main thing there. Then I go into another chart, and let me go here. I'm gonna detach this one as well. I'm gonna put it here. So I go into the time frame top to bottom analysis. So the higher the time frame, the most important or the more relevant it is for me to look at. So for example, in here you do have 6 months, and in this one is the monthly chart. This one here is the monthly chart. So you see that the last 6 months, including December. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It started down here and is moving up. So in this case, I classify that one as an uptrend. Okay. Then the 10 days, I go here and I look at the 2 bars here, right? Because this one is 5 days each. So you see that this one is up as well. And then I go to the daily. Hold on, I have a message here. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna check my messages. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. So then the 3 days, okay? So the last 3 days, I look at here in the daily chart, and then you see here that we started down here, and then we finish up here. So we're up as well in this case. Okay, and when I look at this 4 charts, this one is the 15 minutes. But when I look at these charts here, I see also the tendency, right? So you see that we were moving off of this trend, uptrend, and then we were retracing, and now we are looking for that value there. And you know, the 3 days up, I look at also the momentum MACD indicator, and the actually I do have the MQ right here, but it's the you know, MACD indicator, which I have it here. It's kind of like really similar there. So if we go to the other chart on the daily, we see that you know, the MACD is what I see, the MACD and this stochastics, and then I look at the 3 days here, and we start down below here, and then we finished up in that area. Okay, so now I look at the indices. Okay, so I'm gonna bring up my indices in general, and in the indices, I classify based on this what it's up and down. Okay, so you see that IWM, it went up 1.41, and at 0.76%. So if we click here, we see what the week is doing. So I'm gonna look at this IWM, and then we see the daily. I'm sorry, right there. So I see here in the IWM, we see what is happening in the IWM. IWM in this case is moving to the upside, and it's you know, I would say short-term bullish. It's leading all the indicators, and now we are an intermediate MFC falling, but we're in an uptrend. So found some resistance here. This one you can use also for your if you're trading in intraday in futures. The Russell, the Russell is the one that would represent the IWM. So it would be equivalent to see the RTY and the IWM as well. So that's the first one we saw there. Now let's get back here. And then you have QQQ, which is the next one. QQQ there, 0.5, and QQQ is you know, moving towards. It made this a bull flag. Did not fill this gap right here, but it started to move after this hammer right here. It started to move to the upside, and now it's going towards 394. Okay, so so that's so the target, the short-term target is this a value here, 394.14, but then you have here a larger target, which is this high here in the weeklies, that it's 408.71. And so that's the second one you see there, and it moved up 0.45%. And then the next one is SPY, which already we saw, and then the diamonds, DIA, it's 0.36. Let's look at that one. And in the diamonds, I do have the first day range drawn, I do have also those in my in the futures. So I look at those all the time. But in this case, I do have diamonds. And then the first day of December, it's is this range in between 359 and 363, and it seems that it's breaking it now. The high here is 363.68, so a little bit above, and then came back and closed as a 363.12. So this one is a good indicator of what of a break. What it could do for the rest of, or the first for the next couple of weeks, or at least 1 week in the diamonds. Now the issue in here is that we have been in the range, in most of the indices has been in the range for the first part of December. So you see in SPY, in a range here. You have NQ, very much in a range, and then IWM, very much in a range also. So okay. Then in here I do have 2 other indicators I use, which is the bonds, the TLT. I look at this one all the time. I do have actually some positions I took when it broke this one here and it started to move up. But now it's facing this resistance, but coming back, and then there's a nice hammer right here. So there's an indication that it could go up. It went 0.82% lower, but and then we do have the intermediate MFC for TLT kind of retracing a little bit. So it's a first day of a bull flag, really. So I'm not really concerned yet on what could happen, and especially because I took the trade around this area here when it broke that line there. So nice profits in TLT. Okay, so let's continue. And then VIX. VIX is important. I do have a couple of charts that give me the VIX indicator reading. And right now we are very low at 12.35. So there's no fear. And VIX is a measure of how the market is perceiving the risk on the market to the downside. So if this value is low, that means that the market is there's no fear. So the market could could continue moving to the upside. And I do have here the weekly. You see we're below the moving averages here. Really not fear at all at this point in the market on VIX. Okay, so now let's go. We go to the where did you go? Okay, there you go. So now we go to the sectors. So first of all, in this report, I put the SPY market, then the markets, or the main market for me, which is SPY, right? SPY is the main market, SPY here. And then we go to the indices. So SPY and also the other indices there. And I determine if they are down or if they are up. So I look at them all the time. And then this couple of also additional indicators to give me confidence on the market. So TLT, and I trade TLT and VIX as a measure of how the market perceives, or how people perceives the market, and if there's a fear or not in the market. Okay, so now it's very low, 12.35. Now next section is sectors. Okay, so I look at the sectors, and it's a good practice to look at the sectors all the time and see what they are doing. So here I do have 8 sectors that closed higher, and 3 that closed lower on Friday. Okay, so market is feeling kind of good and moving up. And then the leaders are, XLE, XLK, and in the third place we do have XLF. Now I do have also a list of stocks, the first 4, and I see how they perform in with respect to the to that sector. We are going to look at that now. And then lastly, on the sectors, I see what sectors are uptrending, sideways, or downtrending. So in this case, we do have 5 sectors that are uptrending, 5 that are kind of sideways, and then the downtrend. I think that we have XLP only there. Okay, so let's go and look at the charts now with this information. Okay. So sectors. Let's go to. I do have and I want to close this one to have more real estate, and I do have the sectors here. So XLE, XLK, XLF were the ones that we look at here as the 3. It keeps closing there as the 3. Yes, let's put that one up right there, so I can put this one. Okay, sectors. Okay, so then I go to the chart and look at the first sector, see what's going on with XLE, which is the best sector on Friday, and then I see that there is a reversal. We are downtrending in here, and that's why I have this sector here as a where is it, as a sideways. And I define this one as a sideways because it is actually moving sideways in the monthly. Sometimes I just I could argue that this one for me it's bearish short term because it has had a large move and nice move to the downside in crude. Okay. Then we do have so XLE, the next sector that went up on Friday was XLK, and XLK is actually broke out of here, and then it made it's making a move to the upside, and is threatening the high of this the 1 year high in here. So I'm gonna mark this one, and I'm gonna put a horizontal bar there, and you see that we have 186.9, and we are at 186.6. So we are about to close after this nice hammer here. We're about to close the above this one, and if you see the chart, you see that we have higher lows all the way to the upside, to the last bar right there. Okay. Okay, so so that's XLK in XLF, which is the where is it? XLF, which is this one here. Okay, so that XLF is also moving up in the daily. So we are bullish in XLF as well according to this chart. So we do have two out of the three that moved above. So you have this one, these two, and then this one here. So two out of the three are in an uptrend, and XLE, which is sideways, was or was that was the first one, or the leader right here. It's actually in a sideways move. Okay, so let's go here and look at these stocks here that are leaders and last day, and also the uptrend sectors here. So XLE, I do have another give me 1 second. XLE. So I do have another watch list here where I see what are the leaders and what is happening in this sector here. So this is so when you click here on the first stock in XLE, you have PVR. PVR is right there, right? So when you have this, when you look at what this one is doing in here, and we are kind of in a downtrend, but we are putting it first day of a bear flag, but in the weekly, which is more reliable than the daily, this one is kind of like up or bullish. So there's a little bit of, I do have a little bit of more confidence that this is going to keep moving up. This is PVR is the first one. This one here is kind of the same version. So I'm gonna jump to L and G Cheniere here, and then this one is nicely moving to the upside, and a little bit of retracement, but it seems that it wants to move up. There was a cross over this 30 days simple moving average with fairly good value on Friday. So I would feel there's not really an entry setup other than crossing the 30 days moving average. So one thing that if I decide to enter this one, it would be at this value, a little bit over the this bar, and my stop would be right below this. Right below this bar here. So if we put entries and stops, this would be an entry there at 176.33, and the immediate stop and initial stop would be 172.78 minus some percentage. Okay, so in case that the bear flag comes back and triggers to the downside, you're out right when you think that you're out. And then if you enter here, enter a little bit above the 176.33 and start trailing the stock. Okay, so that one is how I look at this, and then I look at this 3 to 4 initial values there, initial stocks there. So LNG, and let's look at the CNQ as well. So CNQ, it's down, probably found a base right here. It's retracing, very similar to what crude was doing on Friday. So this one doesn't look that good, but it looks like it's in the bottom of the of this channel. So And then BP, there's a very some known names as well, and then you can keep going there. Then the next one was XLK. I'm gonna go here, and XLK. You do have ANET. Let's see ANET up here. So you see we do have ANET, PLTR, and team. And then in here you have those three there. And same approach, right? You look at here. You see how this one it's strongly moved to the upside on in ANET. So this one is really bullish. It's giving you an entry right there. Let's open in this. And then it's giving you an entry out of right now. It's kind of like a so how do I consider to enter this ANET if you like XLK in the short term? So ANET would be a bullish move. So it broke the resistance at 223.52, and now it's at 224.23. So you're authorized to enter that one. Where your stop is going to be. So if you want to keep your entry safe, you should be considering going below this 223.52. And how much? Well, that is up to your risk tolerance here, right? So if you go, I would go, if it was me, who entered this one, I would take if I go below this bar, that would be a little bit too much for me. Because this one would prove to be, I would prove to be wrong if I go below this breakout, because it would be that this resistance didn't work as it is not longer working as a support now. So what I would do is your legal or your recommended stop should be below this bar, right? This bar right here. Below that one is where but that is a little bit too much. If you want to prove that you are wrong, or you want to be proven wrong if you go below this 223.52. How much? I would go right in the middle and a little bit below the middle of this bar here. Okay, so right around that value there, which is probably 220. Okay, so that 220 there. Okay, not below here, not below the bar, not below this bar, because below this bar is a little bit too much, just for you to proving that you're wrong. You want to get out just if this one fails. And a little bit below, it's probably the intraday is going to eat you. But if you go below here, some reasonable value, 280, 219 could be 220. Okay. So that would be a potential good entry, and with a good entry right here, because it's triggering here. You do have a stock. This stock is moving up. You do have also higher highs and higher lows. So you have a low there, you have a high, you have a low, a higher low, and then you have a higher high. You can consider that one. And then you have a higher low and a higher high, a higher low with respect to the last one. And now you're looking for a higher high. Okay, so this one looks good to me so far. Okay, and I have to emphasize that it is so far. This one can revert at any time, and that's why you are considering putting stops here. Okay. And then next one is PLTR, and PLTR is this one here, and you're below the moving averages, forming a bear flag right here. So there's a little bit more risk to take a long in the dailies, just because you are making lower highs and lower lows. Okay, so that low, that it's a low, and then there's a lower low, a lower high with respect to this one, and then you're hitting the lower low, and then at some point you do have some resistance up here, right? And then you have resistance in the moving averages as well. So PTLR, even though the sector is moving to the upside, PTLR is kind of recovering. So, you know, it could work. It could work. You know, if you take this low, you found the low, and then it could move to the upside. That would be fine. And then team, and I do have this. This is another strategy that I do, right, in the weeklies. Let me see if I have the weeklies in here. No. So in the weeklies, I identify a high and then a low, and then I look for the 50% retracement, which is this value here, 208.7. And then from there, you should start going down. In this case, it's starting to move sideways, but it could break to the upside. But the strategy would say, okay, if you hit the 50%, even you can look for this other yellow 61.8. This other yellow one, you are looking for take the short in the weeklies. So in that sense, on the weeklies, this one would have worked well in the short term. Here now it's bouncing a little bit back, and then trying to get back to 205, 206. In the dailies, though, you are very, very sideways on this here. It came back down, moving up. There's a lot of congestion there. Anyways, so that's what I do and what I see on the sectors. And XLF, same thing. Right, so I go, XLF is the third one, and XLF has been performing very well. Let's have a reminder here, right? It's moving up nicely. So XLF is this one here. Coin is the first one here, moving very nicely. And then you see Bitcoin also has been moving very nicely lately. So coin is moving sideways, and then the last weeks has been moving exponentially here, and then you can see it reflected there. Okay, and then you look at ADYEI, and then you see the same thing. Good performance here. Big gap right here that potentially can be filled there. And then MS, which is the last one here, or I do have 4 here. Yeah, that's fine. I don't know why I do have 3. I have to review my search in the Excel sheet. I should have 4 here. Anyways, Excel MS is moving higher. You do have that top, and that top, and then it's on Friday it really moved to the upside right here. So clear skies for MS to keep moving to the upside. Again, where would you enter? Well, the ideal entry should have been when it broke this level here, right? A little bit over, but we are not that much above. The price on this one is 82.28, and here we can take the trade there and then put the stop right below that bar in case it starts coming back down and fail the breakout. Okay. All right. So now, again, sectors, and I do have an algorithm that puts what are the sectors, or that where it's a manual thing where I define if the uptrend, if the sector is going up and down, and I analyze every week, and which I did earlier today, what happened with these sectors. So I go into XLE. I see that this one is sideways in this weekly, and sometimes I don't use just the weekly. I use the daily as well. So in this case, we are sideways. I would consider sideways this move to down. Okay, XLK uptrend. So I do have XLK right there, and then XLF uptrending short term. XLC, it's uptrending. You can see clearly that it's uptrending right after this big move, this downtrend. Now it's uptrending, and then XLY uptrending, right? XLB sideways, XLB sideways, XLI up, bullish, XLV is sideways also. You see XLV sideways, even though its short term has been moving nicely. It's in this triangle, but breaking to the upside, but not very convincing. And you see that there's a lot of congestion in the weeklies. XLU is sideways, recovering here. It crossed that this trend line to the upside, with a little bit of difficulty because we are here in the 30 days, in 30 simple moving average for the weekly, and this one, if it goes through and breaks this one, which I don't know if it did on Friday. Let's see. This one is 63.6, 63.46, and price is 63.41. So we are right below the moving average. So let's see what this doji on the weekly is going to do, and then we could probably could keep coming up on the weeklies, and then RT XLRE, which is real estate. Then this one, it broke this downtrend here, but then it's coming, and this one is part of a channel. Then it's coming back down. So it's I would say that this one, it's sideways, sideways because of this formation here. Coming back, there's a good resistance up above in this value here. And then finally XLP, and XLP is sideways there. Okay. So XLP. Now let's look at the breadth. What is the breadth? So there's the amount of stocks in the New York State Stock Exchange that are above or that made a positive move against the ones that made a negative move. And then same thing with the Nasdaq. Okay, and then I do have NDX leaders here. Let's move this one up. I look at this one as well and see on the Nasdaq NDX, which were the worst that had the best performing. And then off of all the indicators or the watch list I have, let me get this one here and look for NDX. So public. Where is it? Where is it? So you see there, right? A WBD. So this one is that one there. That one moved 6% to the upside, very nicely. That right there, and then LCID right there, moving also to the upside. This one is looks like wants to go higher. Lululemon. And actually, my wife wants me to buy some gear for her. Okay, so nice move off of this uh, earnings report on Lululemon, and then we have after this report we do have clear skies. It seems to for Lululemon on the dailies. Um, and so on. Okay, so same thing for the Dow Industrial. So I'm gonna pull the Dow Industrial here, right here, Dow, and then in the Dow here you have Boeing. Boeing has been performing really nice, and then new highs for the year, right here. Goldman Sachs, CVX, Chevron, nice move on Friday. Intel, and etc. And same thing for the S&P 500. Okay, so I do have all of those surges made, and then this is something that I also look at. Nasdaq. Which how many are they in the above the moving average? Okay, so if I go to market watch in here, and then you go to I do have a search here. It's an automatic filter here, and they put Nasdaq above the 30 moving average, and this is something I created a while ago. And then you do have all of this all of this organized, and then I put all the way through through the ones that are above the moving average, and I mean above above the moving average. And here you see how many are they above the moving average there, including these that are in red, right? Okay, and then off of this one, I do have another search where I identify which of this Nasdaq move on above the 30 moving average, crossing above 30, and this one is a daily moving average. I should probably be more clear on that one, but there are three of them. And then if you go to the search here, you see this one is number 2, I think. Number crossing, right? Nasdaq crossing above the moving average. And in here you see TTD, MU, and Marvel. Okay, so let's go to that one there. Actually, you see that has a 4 number, and then they do have a 4 number right there. So these are the ones. Okay, so let's go to the chart, and let's look for TTD. And this is actually very good practice to do. Look at always what are the moving stocks that are crossing to the upside. If you're bullish, you have the SPY moving in the same direction or being positive. Or bullish, you should be looking the ones that are crossing to the upside on Nasdaq or and IWM is especially Nasdaq. That I like it because it's a lot more volatile there. So TTD is one that it's crossing, and you see here that it's crossing above the 30. Now, what is the entry? The entry would be above this bar. The stop should be below this bar in the first day. Now, if this exposure is too much for you, you should look for the half of this bar and a little bit less. So I would say probably 3/4 or 1/3 of this bar. The distance here would be your stop if you want to play safe. Stops are very, very important. I mean, you should consider probably a stop right here at 67.35. A second option is below this bar right here at 68. Let me see if let me expand this one a little bit better. Second option should be below the bar you entered, and and then the third option, depending on your risk tolerance, would be to divide this bar into 3 and put the stop right at the 1/3. Yeah, you could be stopped out, but it's better to be stopped out than being wrong, and then if you go back here, price goes back down here and then keeps going down, you want to be out. Okay, or if it depends on your risk tolerance. Okay, so I have a notification in my computer. Okay, there you go. So these are the 3 alternatives. Now, your entry would be, if you put it below right here, that could be an option. You missed already the crossing of the moving average, but so I would put a little bit above this entry here. I mean this the top of this bar. I would put it a little bit above, but then you have to decide, depends on your and how many shares you took, if you're taking straight shares, or what is the size of the option you're taking, if you're taking calls, or if you're taking a vertical, depending on the size and your risk tolerance, how much you want to risk there. And for that reason, I would put, this either one of these 3 stops here. If you have, if you don't care about the money and you have a lot of resources, then probably you could go and put a stop right below this one here, or right below this one here. That would be up to you. But if you have some your account is if not that large, I would go safe in the stops. Okay, you're going to be taken out a lot of times, but when it really moves to the upside, you're going to the risk reward is going to be much beneficial to you, and also the losses are going to be smaller if you get smaller stop. That way you don't blow out your account. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Anyways, I was a little bit diverted just because I saw kind of a good setup here. I analyze. I want to see what I want to see what to do in this search on the ones that are crossing the 30 days are is really good because the big moves starts from there. So you see in the weekly you have this one here, or in even in the daily you see when it crosses, came back down, and then kept moving that direction, right? And then when it crossed here, in this case, it didn't go anywhere, came and failed. And this one is something that you have to be away when news happenings and earnings happening. If you are not out, then you could have the risk of being gapped out, and this is really painful. But in the normal days or trading days, when there's no news out, or expect to be to have disruptive news, you can take this one. This is another thing that I noticed just now that could be a good signal, right? It's crossing this diagonal to the upside here. Yeah, it's in congestion, but it's not the higher highs and higher lows. But there's a good setup for an entry there. MU, same thing, crossing above this one. The problem with this is that you have earnings here, so I don't put any trades when the earnings are this close here. Marvel, earnings just came out, and you have actuals above the expectations expected. It seems that wants to go to the upside, and you may have an entry right here in Marvel. Okay, short term at least. Okay, so let's continue here. We are almost at the top. Or at the we're almost at the top of the hour. How many? 56, 50, 58 minutes I've been broadcasting today. So let's keep moving. Stocks that are crossing below the these moving averages. You see here, if you move this one down, you do have now stocks that are crossing below, which I consider either in a bull flag or retracement. In this case, I would consider this one a little bit too long for a bull flag. The bull flag should have been triggered right here, actually, and right here, and it did not. It continued moving down. Now you have a second entry, I would say, off of that one. So I would, there's the risk here is not that long, not that much. But if you look at other indicators, you do have red, larger, a large bar in the histogram, and then you do have, this is the most important one, you do have the intermediate value. So I would say that since it closed below the moving average, I would not consider this one, unless it proves that it can come to the upside again. Okay, then EXE, same thing, coming back down. PEP, which is PepsiCo, coming back down. I was at PepsiCo. I have not traded PepsiCo since up here, and it gave me some good entry. And then when it started to fail, I moved out. Let me see if I have it. Oh, right here. I don't have it marked, but it, yeah. I have not traded this when it started to do higher lows, and then it would, when it crossed this diagonal, started to move down. Now it's continued. The move down seems that it's been resumed, and then Siri also coming back. What's oh yeah, it opened, it closed the previous day here, and now we have a doji. So moving up, and the stochastic is up, but we are still down in the moving in the MACD. Okay, so going sideways there. So that is another one I look. I look there. Let's see what else. And I do have MACD, the crossover. So let's look one of them. It's not, this is not really that important for me. It's more price. But when I see also a potential setup when the MACD crosses to the other side. So let's go and look at that one really quick. And then to the upside, we do have this one. Even though this one did not cross, team did not cross to the upside, we do have a nice setup here. MACD is moving to the upside. There is not confirmed by stochastics, and not confirmed by this one. So it's the entry would be only price moving above the moving average and above the this is the 10 simple day moving average. So this is something to have in the radar as well. Okay. So same thing, I said I was going to look at only one, but you got the idea. The idea is to identify early a potential move that happens when it doesn't cross the 30 days moving average, but it gives you a setup right here. Okay. And then the same thing for the other side. Let's go and look at the first one here, ADP. ADP is right here. You do have this one is a good example. You do have red, and if you're bull in this one because you took it on the break on here, it is time for you to move out. Second close below the 10, that probably it's a little bit too much. It's been moving sideways. It doesn't look good for ADP, even though you do have intermediate value to the upside, right? It's racing. So okay, now we are at the end of this analysis. The other thing that I do, and probably I'm gonna start putting it here, what my impression is to look at every day, and during the day also I look at what the FANG-T does. Okay, so and I don't want to go that much, more into the stream, because it's a little bit probably too overwhelmed for so many people. So I'm gonna go real quick with this large stock. So you do overall, you see that most of them, all of them except for Google, move to the upside on Friday. So this is something that is telling you what is happening with the and these are that probably the responsible for the SPY move, right? So Nvidia up. Okay, Nvidia led the market there in the last. I would say that probably Nvidia can go to the 500 level right here. It is coming back down, and look at the formation here. This is one of my intraday and intraday or futures setup for Renko charts. Okay, so you get lower highs, lower lows, going make a pivot high, coming back, maybe not. Coming back and made I was going to say a lower high, but it really is not. It's actually a break off of that pivot right there. So basically, you do have, if it is not perfect, so you do have that, and then you have a move here, and then put a potential break off of that 473.87. Now, it really did break out. So 473.87, right? And it's breaking and the value now is 475.06. So where's your entry? Right above there. That's the price, 475. That would be okay. And then where's your exit? Just below the entry there. Okay. Facebook or Meta. Not really a setup right now. Potentially in the weekly, 2%, 3%. This one is a bull flag in the weekly. This one could keep going up. What I would do, instead of looking for a horizontal break, I would look for a diagonal break right there. Okay, because there's not really a setup here other than going in here and enter that. There's no setup. The setup was actually here in here when you broke above the 30 SMA. But if it breaks this diagonal, then you could have a break. Then the next one would be a potential break of that pivot high, and then the next one a break of that pivot high right there. Microsoft, bull flag, breaking above there. Okay, so bullish. And by the way, I'm just looking at the price, but also pay attention to the other indicators that you're using. Apple heading towards the 199 or 198.23 for sure, I would say. Look at that move on Friday. Tesla is interesting. I'm gonna stop here on Tesla a little bit more, and I'm sorry about this, but I'm gonna let's look at the weekly first. Okay, so let's come here to the weekly from up here. So first of all, I do have in Tesla a Fibonacci retracement. When you come back here, you see that it hit the 50%. Now it's heading up towards 299. Okay, if you go and put a diagonal here, this has been working pretty good. From that top to that top, to that top, to that top. And now we could break this one. I would, see what I did? I just put that one there. That is the initial of my, from that top to this top, that is the initial of my move. Then it tried to break there and failed. Then tried again, failed. Lower highs, lower lows in the short term, but we met the 50% here on this retracement, and now we're heading up. Now, if this one comes, which I think that it will or could do it very easily. If it breaks this diagonal here, then we are looking for 120. So first target would be this 276, then this top here 299, but then you are going to 353 as a target. So in the dailies, I'm going to expand this one. And I'm going to put, come on, 2 years. Just to make it a little bit more, to make sense. Come back, you were in the downtrend here, broke here, and now you're sideways, making this triangle here, right there. You see all of this, right? So I'm sorry. So that one there, this one here, that's a triangle. It's narrowing down, and then it could move from the bottom of this channel right to the top of this channel up here. If it breaks this one, there's good possibility that we could head towards, I would say, towards this top up here. Okay, so probably potential nice move in Tesla. You should take these trades one at a time, and be patient, and don't force your trade, because we're not above the trend line yet. We're making kind of higher highs and higher lows, but we have been in range for a while, so it could take nothing for this one to face this resistance here and then come back down. So you have to be careful on when you take those trades. Okay. All right, studies. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go back to 1 year. I like to keep my charts clean. 1 year. Okay. And then the other thing that you have to notice is that the earnings were hurting the stock a little bit, and then came back down, and it started to recover. We do have also a gap that was filled here. Okay, so sorry if I extended too much in Tesla, but Tesla is something that I really think that it could go higher, and could move to the upside. We'll see. And then Netflix coming back down off of that high right there, bounce off of the this one here, bounce off of this 50 to the downside, but now it's crossing it. So coming back down there. I don't know if this fib is that valid anymore. I'm not gonna spend that much time in there. There was a bull flag there that was triggered nicely, but then it failed. So you could have traced this one from that point all the way up to till that doji, and when that doji failed, you should be out. A little bit of good trade right there as well. Amazon is going up. This one is no longer valid. There's a lot of congestion here, but it's moving nicely to the upside. There's a break here. So there's a new highs in the year if you cross the 149.26, which it seems that it could do it, right? Because if you look at this weekly bars, it seems that we are moving towards towards this, at least to this next level. Let me see. Yeah, 163.32. I'm not gonna mess that much. Google coming back up all this year has been performing nicely, and there's a little bit of congestion here, and there is a same analysis, right? Look at that. Okay, so top, and then from the bottom you have a triangle actually from here to there. So in the triangle, sideways, moving sideways. And basically that is the analysis I do daily. I do put the alerts for the next day. So in this case, in the case of the what I said it was the most important one was this number 4, which is the stocks to move on to see on or to watch on Monday. I do have TTT. I do have MU. MU has earnings, so out of the question, and then Marvel. Those would be my primary where I put attention in there. If and then you put an alert, right? So let's say that I'm interested in Marvel, and I'm gonna do this strategy. I said, okay, I'm gonna do it with here. So let's say that you want to enter this one. Okay, so you go there and put an alert. What I do is to get here, right? 70.72, the top of that one. So if I decide to go and the price is below there, so I'm gonna put 70. I'm gonna put an alert here, and then the alert is going to be 70.73. Let's go 70.75, a little bit above there. Okay, so in that way, so one alternative is to put the alert right there, 70.73, and then the stop is going to go right below. And if you want to put an order, it depends on the strategy you go, but the stop should be one of these 3 levels I told you to be safe. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for watching. I think that hopefully this one is helpful. If you like the video, please hit the like button. So in that way, we can expand the views in this channel. And guys, see you next time. It was 1 hour and 20 minutes, a little bit more than I would expected, but I think that this could have worked. And in that way, you are also, if you visit this blog, you can also see what I pay attention to and how to read it. Okay, so that was the intention of this video. You can and if I don't have that much, I don't promote this one that much, but if I see that there's a lot of comments, let's see, there's no comments here, there's a lot of and this is valuable for you, I can start doing it more, yeah. And because I don't publish that many, I just keep it for myself. But in this year, I have done only 90. So that is not that much. But if I get some additional interest in here, and I see comments, and there's a way for me to also look at how many people look at this. If I see more traffic, I'm gonna keep doing it. And again, thank you so much for watching, and I would appreciate if you like the video. Talk to you later, and have a great rest of the day.